Bertemu kembali, kita akan terus bersama dengan Shan, saya Ketua Pakar Ekonomi Juwai-IQI untuk melihat kepada pemulihan ekonomi menerusi program imunisasi COVID-19 kebangsaan yang akan bermula pada esok. Izinkan saya meneruskan dalam bahasa Inggeris. Shan, thank you for joining us. With the arrival of the COVID-19 vaccine, do you think government will achieve the target of getting 80% of the population vaccinated by Q1 of 2022? Is it pragmatic? And how do you see the correlation between vaccine and economic growth or recovery?
Rizal, I think it looks very much achievable and very pragmatic at the moment to get 80% of population vaccinated. Malaysia is still in the driving seat. Many countries have not even started. So I think it looks very much achievable on the cards. And as a foreigner, as an expat living in Malaysia for more than 9 years, I have total confidence in DG Health, Tansari Noor Hashim, who has led this campaign from the front with his team, and he has tried his best to manage to control and to contain this virus. Let me tell you, it's not that easy out there in the middle, but I think he has managed it very well. As far as the correlation of this vaccine with economic growth, I don't think that there is any studies done as far as I know that what if this vaccine will make an impact. But definitely sentiments on the ground, they are very positive. People are quite looking forward to this, that to get vaccinated and let the economy start getting back to the pre-COVID levels.
But as a foreign company in Malaysia, what do you make of this whole national immunization program and the goals set in this program?
I think as a foreigner, I think it's very good. The government is cognizant of the fact of taking care of all the people, regardless of whether they're local or foreigners. So as a foreigner, I feel very privileged and I feel safer living in KL rather living in Chicago or New York. You know that I have moved from Chicago. So I think I feel safer as a foreigner living in KL.
And Shan, can Malaysia's economy perhaps follow the footsteps of China, moving faster in terms of economic recovery with the vaccine?
I think in the last 6 months, what the government is doing is the same strategy what the China is doing. And it was mentioned in Economist magazine last August. It's a dual circulation strategy. What is the dual circulation strategy? You support the local businesses and you encourage domestic demand, because 75% of the global economy is still locked down. There are many economies, they are still locked down. They have not even started this vaccine program because they don't even have the policy. So I think what the government has done, it is bearing fruits. As I was talking in one of the think tanks yesterday, I think what the government is trying to do, they are trying to maintain macroeconomic stability. Once it consolidates, it gives economic confidence, and that's how you get economic momentum in the economy.
And Shan, last week's Economist magazine shared that outside of the rich countries, 85% of countries around the world have yet to start their vaccinations program. It's a massive issue for global macroeconomic recovery, especially for a trading nation like Malaysia. What do you make of that? Will recovery be unequal across the globe? How do we look at that as a trading nation?
Rizal, absolutely, you are right. There's a huge schism. There are some economies like Malaysia, Singapore, and many economies who are already starting rolling out the vaccine. But there are many economies, I said, 85%, they have not even have the strategy or the vaccine rollout plan. You know, forget about they have got vaccine. They don't even have the rollout plan. So how the economic recovery will take place, as I've already shared, that the growth is in Asia, the growth is in ASEAN, the growth is in China, Europe, UK, Australia, India, US, huge question mark. Nobody knows when those economies will come back. But according to Juwai-IQI, advanced economies will come back after 23, 24. But the growth in emerging markets, ASEAN, Asia, and China will be much faster. And we can expect growth momentum to generate from this part of the world. Advanced economies will be lagging behind because they don't have the policy instrument or the policy response for this COVID. So I think the growth will start from Asia and Asia is the growth story for the next 3 to 5 years.
But do you think Asia is strong enough to support growth of countries, trading nations like Malaysia?
One point, that is policy response. Global investors are looking how effectively government has been controlling this virus, how effectively government has come out to have a policy response, how they're going to manage, control, and contain this virus. It's not that easy. And nobody has got a single playbook how to manage this COVID, unfortunately. So the governments, various governments are trying their strategy. So I think Malaysian government still, we can expect the growth rate for this year between 3 and 4%.
And Shan, digital passport or healthcare passport or vaccine passport, is it going to become a reality in the next 6 to 12 months? Will that perhaps help aviation sector, tourism to properly recover?
Absolutely. In the next 6 to 12 months, the vaccine passport, a healthcare passport, a digital passport, as they call it, it will become a reality. You can only travel if you have the vaccine passport, which is very good throughout the globe. If you want to travel, if you have the passport, vaccine passport, it gives you a much better chance of traveling, and it gives you a good opportunity, you can save from this virus. So this will become a reality in the next 6 to 12 months.
And Shan, finally, our global equity market heading for a correction. Last week, we saw about $58 billion flowing into asset class, in this particular asset class or the equities. It's the biggest in a single week. Your thoughts on that?
Oh, yes, definitely. 58 billion were flown into the equity markets. But the challenge is, Rizal, what about the valuations? What about the fundamentals? Everybody is taking position in equities. What happened last night, there was sell-off in the bond market. The stock market was coming, and, the only asset class that were moving up was the commodities. If you see, oil prices have gone up by 27% year to date. I think equity markets correction very much on the card.
On that note, thank you very much, Shan. Saya Ketua Pakar Ekonomi Juwai-IQI kerana bersama kami pada pagi ini untuk membincangkan berkenaan dengan pemulihan dan juga program imunisasi kebangsaan, dan kita akan teruskan dengan laporan seterusnya. Syarikat Penerbangan Malaysia Airlines Berhad MAB memaklumkan Khazanah Nasional Berhad telah menyatakan komitmen untuk memberi suntikan dana 3.6 bilion ringgit kepada syarikat induk Malaysia Aviation Group MAG bagi menampung kos perbelanjaan syarikat itu sehingga tahun 2025. Ini selepas Mahkamah Tinggi United Kingdom pada Isnin memberi kebenaran langkah penstrukturan semula syarikat itu yang mempunyai liability lebih 15 bilion ringgit. Dalam satu kenyataan, MAB mendedahkan Mahkamah Tinggi UK bersetuju skim pengaturan di bawah ataupun telah mempersetujui skim pengaturan di bawah bahagian 26 Akta Syarikat UK 2006. Antara entiti penyewaan MAG Leasing Limited dan sebahagian besar penjawat ataupun pesawat MAG yang beroperasi sebagai pemajak. Perstrukturan itu merupakan langkah penting buat Malaysia Airlines yang kini berdepan tekanan kewangan akibat kos operasi tinggi, tenaga kerja besar selain kesan sekatan perjalanan akibat COVID-19. Penstrukturan semula kewangan yang diharap selesai pada awal bulan Mac melibatkan semua syarikat ataupun pihak berkepentingan utama MAG. Pada Januari lalu, MAG berkata pihaknya telah menerima kebenaran mahkamah untuk meneruskan mesyuarat tersebut yang mana keputusan akan dilaporkan kepada mahkamah pada sesi pendengaran 22 Februari ataupun pada Isnin ataupun pada semalam. Dan sekian Niaga Awani, ikuti info terkini berhubung vaksin COVID-19 di halaman mikro interaktif di astroawani.com sekarang, dan segala maklumat lain dalam astroawani.com, juga aplikasi Astro Awani. Teruskan bersama kami dan terima kasih kerana menonton saluran berita paling dipercayai di Malaysia. Saya Rizal Zulkapli. Salam hormat.